3 News Now this week.
The bill looking to protect people against workplace discrimination based on hairstyle related to race was vetoed by the governor today. Senator Kavanaugh's bill trying to end discrimination against hairstyles like cornrows or twists within the workplace did not get passed into law. The bill received a lot of support before going to Governor Ricketts. Ricketts said in a statement that while he agrees with the goal, he objects to the form of the bill. He says those hairstyles are not exclusively worn by one race and that the bill needs to add health and safety protections for employers with workers who have a hairstyle not fit for the work environment. To view his full explanation along with reaction from the ACLU, visit our website 3newsnow.com.
All I got is a picture. It's on the back of my phone and I cry every day. Truthfully, every day. Like, I'm sad.
Not a day goes by that Diablo Price doesn't think about his daughter, Thierry's.
She was like the spirit in the house. Like, she literally made everybody like live. She was happy, like it's gone now. Like, if you really feel it, like you can feel the void.
Thierry's went missing back on June 11th while at Schramm State Park. During that time, the Sarpy County Sheriff's Office said she was swept away by the Platte River after being on a sandbar just offshore. The search, which turned from a rescue to a recovery effort, was unable to find her body.
She's missing still. Missing. She ain't come up out the water yet, then what is she? Missing. Right? So we gotta find her.
Now more than 60 days later, one search crew continues to check the area. Her parents.
She's so tired. Night and day, that's what we do. We live this river. This is like our home pretty much.
Price says while he appreciates those who've helped, others have done more harm than good. He says he's received conflicting information from search teams that Thierry's body was found.
And they bringing this evidence to the police, and then the evidence is saying that it's not true. And then my wife is being told another story from the rescue group, and you just don't know who to believe right now.
He also says he never sees search crews from either Sarpy County or independent ones at Schramm, even though he's been told they go once a week.
I ain't never had nobody run up on me and say, hey, we searched here, we went there. I ain't never had that since I've been here.
That's why he and his wife continue to search, not only for their missing daughter, but for the closure it could bring.
You're looking at a man with no closure. I have no closure behind this.
Price also says he hopes other parents learn from this.
Always wear a life vest in any water, especially if you're a child, like, just pay attention to your children, like, love them, like, be there for them, like, pay attention to them, because at the split of a moment, anything can happen. Like, you never know what might happen.
In Sarpy County, John Madden, 3 News Now.
A Millard North teacher is accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl 11 years ago. Omaha police confirmed 40-year-old Andrew McGreevy is the suspect in that case. Last month, the woman told police it happened during a theater group performance back in 2008 when she was a teenager. McGreevy has been an English teacher at Millard North for the past 4 years. A school spokesperson gave us a statement that says, concerns regarding Mr. McGreevy's behavior outside of school were brought to our attention mid-summer. We reported the allegations brought to us to the proper authorities, those being the police, Child Protective Services, and the Public Practices Commission. Additionally, Mr. McGreevy was placed and has remained on paid leave.
Since 2015, prosecutors in Nebraska have brought 50 cases of human trafficking to court, 30 of which involve child victims. While there are larger operations that bring victims through Nebraska during larger events like the College World Series, it's not just cities like Omaha that are seeing trafficking. The Attorney General said sometimes a victim is trafficked in several small towns throughout the more rural parts of the state.
That would be a good example where the federal authorities may not want to expend their resources on a situation in a town in Nebraska less than 1,000 people. But we can certainly spend our resources, and now we have laws comparable to the federal laws where we can get significant penalties against a human trafficker.
Just in Douglas and Sarpy County, 80 to 100 children go missing a month. And while many are recovered, advocates at Project Harmony say children being trafficked is fairly common.
Well, it's a fair number, probably 5 a month now that we're seeing where the children were actually sold. There was an exchange of money or items in exchange for sex with young children.
Klein said oftentimes teachers are the ones to report signs of abuse, and the center is hoping this continues while virtual learning occurs.
There will be this continued connection with children and their teachers and other adults, so that door, we believe, physically may not be opened. The connection is still going to be there with those children.
With more people being online, more child pornography, another form of trafficking, is being reported.
On an average month, they would get 700,000 tips a month that would be sent into the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And in the month of April and May, that number jumped to 2.4 million tips.
Another area of concern is Native American reservations, with nearly 500 cases of missing Indigenous women or children in Nebraska.
When this office was doing other work in the area of white clay, that was one of the concerns of information as we were looking at not only the alcohol issue in white clay, but also knowing that young women off the reservation could possibly be trafficked, and that's one of the things we try to investigate.
While human trafficking does still occur in Nebraska, the state now ranks at an A when it comes to response and prosecution. Reporting in Omaha, Jessica Edson.
Unfortunately, not at all surprised that you're seeing cases in kids as they come back to school.
Nebraska Medical Center Dr. Mark Rupp says kids need to be back in school. But with cases already popping up within the buildings and a high positivity rate within the county, it's going to be tough to navigate.
You know, the numbers that we're seeing just overall within the community reflect the fact that this virus is transmitting in the community. It's pretty widespread.
Dr. Rupp says children can easily become infected, and they do shed the virus at a fairly high level, just as much as adults, meaning they can play a role in community spread. According to Dr. Rupp, schools should be implementing hand washing, mask wearing, and of course social distancing. But he did say there was another thing schools could be doing, and that's checking the ventilation inside the building, or if possible, moving the classroom outside into the fresh air.
When I'm dismayed when I drive around town and see, people in venues that are crowded together, they're face to face, they're not wearing a mask. This just, can't be permitted anymore.
In Omaha, Kent Lutzen, 3 News Now.
Stay connected at 3newsnow.com.